G'day, welcome back. I'd especially like to welcome my new subscribers, and I hope you enjoy the content on my channel. Now if you missed the last video, the spring-loaded tap follower, there's a link up there now, you can go watch that first. Now in this video I'm going to do some modifications to my mill to make doing things in the upcoming projects just that little bit easier. So follow me over to the mill and I'll show you what I got in mind. Alrighty, so when I built this thing I did not have any way of threading the spindle, and consequently I just made a little a clamping ring to retain it in here. Now it takes a hell of a whack to dislodge this Morse taper 2R, but it's in here on there, and I suspect that every time I give it a good hard hit, it's put too much pressure on it. So I didn't want to buy a button die back when I first did it because I thought it'd cost an arm and a leg and I'd never have any more use for it. And then I was just searching around on the net one day for something else and this popped up. It's an M20 by 1.25 button die, and it was cheap as chips. It was, like less than 200 bucks delivered. But anyway, so I ordered that, but I thought, God, then I'll have to, I'm going to have to find a tap, and I bet they'll be expensive as well. But anyway, once again, searching for something else, and bang, up popped the tap. So I ordered a tap, and lo and behold, when it arrived, I got two taps. And once again, for less than 200 baht, really cheap. So I've decided I'm going to pull this apart and make a screw-on nut for up in underneath here to retain this shaft. Now I have one other little minor modification I want to do. When I first hunted around for one of those halo lights that I see people installing, couldn't find them at all, and then like these other things, they just suddenly popped up one day. Anyway, so let me move this camera down and I'll show you what I've got in mind. Alrighty, so I found one that would fit very nicely just over there. So I'll just make some sort of a little bracket up to mount that with. It only runs off 12 volts, so I'll just run it over and plug into the 12 volts in there, and we'll fit that up. So hopefully I'll be able to see what I'm doing better and maybe make better videos while I'm at it. Alrighty, so I won't be pulling that mill apart straight up because I'm going to have to use it to do a little bit of machining on the nut when I make it up. I've still got a piece of this left over, which is what I made the spindle out of and the original nut. So I will make a nut up out of this. Now you may have seen the dramas I had turning that half 20 tap when I made the spring-loaded tap follower. But luckily for me, these two taps here fit my handle for the vise really nicely. So I'll use that when I go to crank them up in there. Also, I don't have anything to hold this button die with, so I bought this lump of stuff here, and I'll machine up a holder for that out of that, and I'll use the big handle that I made up for some of the, I think it was the M10 button die I've got. So that'll be the first cabs off the rank. I'll machine this up first and make the nut, and then once I've made the nut, then I can pull the mill apart, get the spindle out and thread it, but I'll have to make this first. I think I can live with that. Well, I was going to leave it at that, and I thought, no, I'd best knock that pulley off the top and just see, because that looked a bit big, and I'm glad I did, because that would not have fit up under the pulley. So I've got to knock another nearly 4mm off the diameter of that yet. Anyway, bring you back when I've done that. Alrighty, in an effort to make as little noise as possible, that has taken me forever. Anyway, that's the size I'm going to reduce it to, so it's pretty hot, so I think I'll let it cool and then we'll drill the guts out of it and bore it ready for tapping. Oh, that's all the way through. It took some drilling out, that did. Whoa. There's a storm rolling around here at the moment, and it's just raining lightly. I don't know whether you can hear on the roof, but if it's much heavier, I might be turning this volume right down. This should be the last pass with the boring bar. I'll get this out of here and check it, see if it needs another. I want to stick it back up in there and chamfer the back edge for the tap too. Bang on, pretty much 13.35 or 19.35 is what I was looking for. Alrighty, so I didn't set the Z value before, and I should have done that, and I could have done this while I was up in there before. Alrighty, I'll zero that up in there, 11 millimeters. Put a chamfer in the back. That'll do that, I think. Alrighty, so I'll put a chamfer on the front, and then we'll get a tap up it. Alrighty, so I decided to get the old ER32 collet chuck out in the mill out, and see if we can get this started in there with this. Slipping a bit. I'm just wishing I'd thought of this the other day when I was doing that 1/2 inch 20 tap. I'll get that out of there and I'll use that handle for the vise. I didn't do that very tight. Oh, hasn't gone past that chamfer I put there yet, so I better have another go at it. Alrighty, I think that'll do it. Alrighty, so I'll have a go at parting this off. Hopefully I'll get it off without it breaking. Ah, she blows. And that's got it. Thank God I got that off there without it breaking. How hot is it? Deathly hot. Fairly clean at that. Yeah, beauty. If you've been enjoying this video so far, I'd really appreciate it if you'd give it a great big thumbs up. Smash that like button. Helps to spread the love around. Alrighty, so while you weren't looking, I put it back in the lathe and chamfered it inside and out on the part off side. Now I want to machine 2 flats on it to give me some spanner flats. Very quietly, I might add. This is the first real milling I've done since we've put all this rubbish in here to shut everything up. I'll just break that. Oh, so long since I've used this mill that I forgot that I've got to turn the Y-axis backwards here, and I just wanted to back it off a bit and just wound it in and break that damn cutter. A brand new one I haven't used yet. Damn it. I'll get back to it. Well, that was embarrassing, wasn't it? But not as embarrassing as putting that in there, brand new one, and breaking that as well. So in the end I had to just have a play around with it and see what I could get away with. I was trying to cut way too deep and climb cut to keep the burrs down off the edges, but hey, I'd rather file it than break expensive cutters. But anyway, so I was going to take 5mm off each side here, but I've decided that 4, that's 3.5 and 4 probably going to be plenty, so this will be the last pass. With a lot of messing around, I discovered that a half a millimetre deep cut, half of it I can get away with little or no sort of extra noise. Alrighty, this is a good reason why I'm saying I'm going to have to make shorter videos and stay out here less often, because I am just, the sweat is dripping off me everywhere out here at the moment. I haven't got a shirt on, lucky you can't see me, it's so damn hot. So I'll knock the burrs off that, flip it over and do the other side, but I don't think I'll video in because it all just takes too long, it's too damn slow. Well, it must be break stop day in this house. My wife dropped something in the kitchen this morning and smashed all over the kitchen floor, and I just dropped the blowgun before and broke the bloody handle off the thing. It's so hot now on the side, I'm going to stop for a little while, get down the road, buy myself a new blowgun. So that's both sides of that done now. When I get back with a new blowgun, what I want to do is mill a flat inside of it, ready to drill and tap for a bolt, and then slit it with a slitting saw like I did with the clamp on one. But got to get out of here and boil it. Another damn storm rolling in here now. It's so freaking hot. I've left this big door open, so I'm hoping I can do this really quietly. Oh, I was trying to avoid that. Anyway, it happened. So next I'll set up, get ready to drill and tap it. Alrighty, so all I've got left to do this part now is to run the slitting saw through it. Alrighty, I slit this thing. Alrighty, so that's that nut done. Alrighty, so pretty pleased with how this came up. I'll have to just bolts a little long, I'll have to cut it off. But yeah, reasonably pleased with how that came out. So we'll get on with something else. Now before I get on with the making the button die holder, I think I might get this stand light off the bench and fit it up. Now I said I might make a bracket or something up for it, but I've got a few of these little magnets left that I used to attach the way guards with. So I might just glue 3 magnets on here, because where I want to fit that is also where that surface grinder I made bolts on. So this needs to be reasonably easily removed, and with the magnets I can just whack it up on the side of the milling head if I need to get it out of the way. So I think that's what I'll do next. Alrighty, I went to do this the other day and I suddenly remembered that I used a 24 volt transformer in there when I wired this up, because I couldn't find the 12 volt ones. But luckily I'd been fishing around in my drawer in the office for something a while back and I found the 12 volt one, so I fitted that one up in there, and this is pretty good light, lights up really well. Bing, on it comes. I'll just turn this down so you can see it. Yeah, so it works out quite nice. Now I have bothered to put a switch on it, so whenever the power's on, that will be on. It takes a moment for it to come on, but when it does come on, plenty of light. Now when I'm not using it, what I'll do is slip it off there. I'll only put 2 magnets on at the end because it has 3 little lugs on here, and they're the same height as the magnet, so it just pulls it up against them. I'll just slip it up in there, out of the way. Done. Problem solved, except when now I've got light shining out that way, but who cares? Well, at this point in the video, I'd like to sincerely thank my patrons for their continued support. It's greatly appreciated. Now, if you'd like to become a patron, there's a link down in the description. You can go join down there. Now, I don't have a lot to offer in my Patreon account other than continuing to punch out videos. I do have limited funds, and anything you can contribute goes a long way to help. Now, also down there in the description, there is a buy me a coffee. You can drop me a couple of dollars in there, or you can click that thanks button down there and drop me a couple of dollars there. Like I said, it all adds up and it all helps. Now, I've been doing a little bit of editing over the last day or so, and this is starting to stretch out a bit, this video, and I still have an awful lot to do, so I don't want to turn it into a 30 or 40 minute video. So I will pull the pin on it here. I hope you enjoyed it, and come back next week for part 2. So I'll see you next week. Bye bye.